I feel like shit.
Monday, happy days. Wednesday, happy days.
It's just one of those
happy days. The weekend comes, let's not go home.
It's just one of those days where you don't wanna wake up. Everything is everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you wanna justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact, and if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet,
Just knock it off, you scum bucket.
it's just one of those days. It's just one of those.
Happy days.
It's just one of those.
Happy days.
It's just one of those days.
The weekend comes, let's not go home. Ready to make stand.
It's just one of those days, feeling like a freight train. First one to complain, leaves with the blood stain. Damn right, I'm a maniac. You better shoot, cause I'm fucking up your program. And if you're stuck up, you just locked up. Next in line to get fucked up. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just,
I'm losing my cool.
it's all about it.
Happy days.
It's just one of those,
Happy days.
it's just one of those days.
The weekend comes, let's not go home. Ready to make stand. These days.
Feel like shit. My suggestion is keep your distance. 'Cause right now I'm dangerous. Right now I'm dangerous.
Something's happening to the bonds.
And my day keeps going this way and this way.
I'm gonna pop you one so you'll stop playing games.
Give me something great. Give me something great. I hope you know I like a chainsaw. A chainsaw. A motherfucking chainsaw.
What?
So come and get it.
What we got here is a case of mistaken identity, you know? See, now this here,
Not Robert.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chief Moody, and welcome to episode 225 of the Mood of the Nation podcast. Almost started there, and my hair is a fucking mess. I really need a haircut. My apologies for the delay. I had some stuff to take care of, but we're here now. In fact, funnily enough, I was kind of picturing it earlier on, right? Because I did say to everyone on the last episode back on, what was it, Monday, I think I last streamed, that I did say that I was going to come back this week for another episode, whether it be yesterday, of course, Thursday, or even today. Well, I did message, well, not message it, I did send out a post on Telegram, and I also believe X as well, that I was going to be streaming on Friday, and of course, here we are. And I can guarantee a lot of you did not believe me when I posted that. A lot of you were probably thinking, right, he's saying that now, but I guarantee that it's going to be a case of, oh, it's not going to show up, or if there's a delay, or blah blah blah, just like the last time. Well, rest assured, I'm here. So for the second episode of this week, and I'm probably going to do maybe one episode next week, maybe two. I don't know, but it just really depends on that. So I'm planning on coming back on Monday again, which that will be, I think that's going to be March actually, because we're in the 28th now. Yeah, today's the last day of February, and that would be Monday the 3rd of March. So yeah, I will keep you guys posted. I did say on the last episode that because of the amount of delays, because of the amount of breaks and all of that, I was actually definitely planning on trying to stream as much as humanly possible. So, but again, that's not like a guarantee or anything like that at all. But just so you know that this is the second episode of this week, and I will try my best to continue on with more regular scheduled programming when it comes to that. This fucking hair is, I'm desperate for a haircut. Sorry. I mean, I know people are probably thinking, oh, like just, it's not that bad. I mean, I look like a fucking mushroom for some, like just from the sides here, it makes my head look like a fucking mushroom. But anyways, we're here now. So let me just have a quick look and see who's in the chat. Chaz Mash is with us, Tight Scotsman, Tricky Woo, and AM. Thank you guys very much for coming along. 5 people watching, not too bad. Hopefully more people will come along. I did share I did posted the stream earlier on today, and also Mark shared it. My colleague from PA Scotland has also shared it. So again, if you guys are watching this, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate the sharing the content and all of that. And also, Mark will be doing a live stream this evening at 7 p.m., which that's actually something that I'm kind of looking forward to. But hair looks great as usual, Chief. It looks like shit. I'm sorry, Tricky. I appreciate the comment, but I definitely do need a haircut at some point. So I'll probably need to wait a little bit longer to actually get cut, but we'll see from there. So, right now, today's episode is it is planned, but I didn't have any topics to kind of go over. Although saying that, there were a couple of things that did kind of came up today, which I'll briefly touch upon. But there was something that I did want to talk about as I saw earlier on. And as a matter of fact, I came across this article literally just like as soon as I got back from work. I got back at home, and I was like, "Oh, this is really interesting." So it's to do with a documentarian filmmaker by the name of Michael Moore. Now, or Michael Moore in this case. William Wallace too. How you doing? Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. Now, some of you might have heard of Michael Moore. He was a documentarian from the 2000s. I think he still does some work now and then, but he was quite prominent back in the 2000s when he made films like Bowling for Columbine, Fahrenheit 9/11, Sicko, all of that. Now, I know a lot of you will have your opinions. I have my opinions too, and we'll definitely touch upon that when we get into the article, because when I read the article, of course, it's mainly to do with, I believe, and this was on the news earlier today, about Keir Starmer visiting America, visiting Donald Trump, of course, now as the 47th president, although he was the president back in 2016 to 2020, but it's that sort of idea. So, which, it's pretty interesting. And I believe there were clips that came out earlier today about there were certain comments Keir Starmer has made about free speech or stuff like that. But we'll cover that later on when it comes to it. So I'll probably do the stream tonight for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, because I'm trying to do the stream up until I'll end the stream just before 7, because obviously Mark, as I said, is going to be streaming at 7 p.m. with a black white nationalist type of thing, and I'm just like, well, right, that'll be pretty interesting to see. So yeah, I'll definitely be watching that when it starts. So yeah, can't wait for that. Anyways, so let's get right into it. So we'll just cover first, because there is the Keir Starmer thing, but let me see if I can actually get this up here in a moment. So I did posted that Michael Moore article. Well, it was from MSN. No, it's not MSN. Sorry, it's from a news source that I tend to use for quite often. So we'll cover that in a moment. Anyways, let me just see if I can get this up here as well. Oh, was there something else I'm forgetting as well before we move on from there? Let me see here. Oh, by the way, if you're hearing some snoring in the background, that's Otis. He's just sitting next to me, just chilling out. I'm kind of looking after him for a little bit. That's a bit of the reason why the delay was just kind of like trying to get him settled down, and and of course looking after him for a little bit. But he's just going to be like chilling out for the time being. So let me see. Oh yeah, there was actually something I almost forgot. Let me see if I can get on to YouTube and put the link in the chat just now. So of course, be my PayPal link, which is in the description already, but normally I would put it in the chat as a way of, I guess, making it a bit easier for people to kind of click on, because sometimes people just, of course, can't be bothered clicking on these the description part of the video, which of course I'm also guilty of that myself, to be honest. So let me just see if I can get my stream on here so I can get to the link in the description. And of course, we'll continue on from there as per usual. So if you can all just bear with me just now and then see from there. Also, if you like the stream, it's something that I don't normally mention throughout the stream or in the past, but if you like the stream, please hit the like button. It definitely helps with the algorithm for YouTube, even though it's not YouTube doesn't necessarily like these types of content or the content we produce most of the time, but it definitely does help with clicking the like button because it helps with the algorithm type of thing. Right. So it should allow me to. Is it? It can't be still loading with the YouTube page, is it? While I'm at it, there was something when I was at work today, because of course I was thinking about the stream and how I was going to do it for tonight's episode. There was a bit of an idea thrown around as to do something entirely different, because of course there will be times where I don't necessarily want, well, of course, still talk about politics and whatnot, but I kind of want to do things a little bit differently, type of thing. But that type of idea thing, I'm not entirely too sure of. I mean, some people might say, like, well, why don't you do like some kind of, like a live streaming, like a let's play, like video game type of thing. But I don't know if there's many people that would be down for that type of idea. It's something that I would definitely like to do, but I'm not sure if that would be something everyone would enjoy, that type of thing. So, but we'll see. We'll definitely wait and see with that. Pin the comment there, so it's there as well. Yeah, I don't think I need to pop in twice. So I will not. No, Jojo Gizmo. Thank you very much for watching. I will not start singing or anything like that at all. Anyways, there's the PayPal link in the chat. It's also a part of the pinned comment as well. So if you want to send a donation as a way of supporting me and supporting the show, that would be great. Any donation amount would be greatly beneficial. Of course, you don't have to. It's entirely optional when it comes to that. So, but the option is there basically. So that's that sorted. Right. Now I'm going to see if I can get onto Telegram and see if I can find. We should probably have a look at that Keir Starmer clip. Now I don't know if was it Joe that posted something about that on his Telegram channel. Let me just double check, because there was something. Let me see. There was something that was posted about that. Like, hold on a minute. Yeah, let's see. Hope I'm not jumping on the head. See, I hate using Telegram on my computer because the scrolling for it is absolutely it's too sensitive. It's absolutely atrocious. Let me see. Right, I don't think he's posted anything about that just yet. Great. Let me see, because I don't want to share the screen either as well. Let me just double check on this for a moment. I'm not sharing the screen, but that's fine. Martin W, how you doing? Thank you very much for watching. Moody Fortnite group. We're not playing Fortnite. That's never ever will I be doing a live stream like Fortnite. I think that's the moment. If I were to be honest, right, I think that would be the moment if I were to do live streaming, me playing Fortnite. I think that screams pure desperation at that point. So, no, we're not going to be doing that. So, and Fortnite, from what I've seen, and I'll admit I have played a little bit of it. It's just basically just your standard like type of like battle royale type of game, but there's a catch. There's like all these multiple special guest characters in the game, like from different franchises, and I'm like, right, that's great, but I'm not interested with that. Sorry, not sorry. So right, damn it. Now, I have found the clips, but I want to see if I can maybe... Actually, no. Maybe I can actually find... Sorry, will just bear with me just 1 second. Sir Keir Starmer has said he is very proud of free speech in the UK following criticisms of... Right, yeah, we can actually watch this YouTube link, actually. So we'll definitely have a look into this together. Again, I'm sure some of you might have seen this already, but again, I've not. I've only seen the footage. I've not actually heard the audio or anything like that at all, because my work with the TV in the canteen, it's quiet, obviously, because other people who are there, sorry, 1 second, who are of course want to talk to each other and all of that. So yeah, but I got the clip here. Let's see with that. With Fortnite. I mean, again, I think most of the player base is really for kids anyway. But funny enough, there's a lot of people my age, maybe older, who also play Fortnite as well. I don't know why. The reason why I played it was because, and this was like way later on, because of course back, when was it actually first released? Was it back in 20? It must have been like a long while ago, because I remember I was working at a shop at the time, and I remember when it first came out, and everyone was talking about it. So yeah, it is primarily made for kids, but it's a lot of people still play it because it's quite a. Is it popular? I mean, I guess it is because it's just everywhere when it comes to that. There's Joe Marsh in the chat. Hello, Joe. Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. Right, so let's see if we can have a look at this clip. This is the White House clip with Keir Starmer and Donald Trump. I'm just going to share the screen real quick. Entire screen, share system audio, of course. Make sure not to forget that. Let me see here. Put me on the screen in the bottom corner. Was there anything else also to put in there as well? Oh yeah, follow me on other social media platforms. I'll just put that on the screen as well. And also, if you're based in Scotland, if you want to get into nationalism, get into activism, and if you're interested in joining the Patriotic Alternative and based in Scotland, get in contact with myself through Scotland at patrioticalternative.org.uk. That's the email address to contact on. Or alternatively with that, you can go on to the PA website and register from there through inquiries and all of that. So that would be www.patrioticalternative.org.uk, and I believe this section would be in, I think it's join up or inquiries, something to that effect. But yeah, those are the ways to get involved when it comes to that. And also, here's all of the social media platforms I'm on. Oh, I can actually do that twice, right? Perfect. All right, cool. So let me just get back into the comment section. Joe Marsh, did you hear him saying he's proud of our free speech? Well, I just read the description there just now, and I can't believe the guy actually has the balls to say that, especially what happened last year during was it the summer with the Southport riots or protests, if you want to call them. He's off his meds, but we do have the full minute-long clip of that. We can have a look at that together. So yeah, I'm sharing the screen, but that's fine. So let me just get on here, full screen this bitch, and let's have a look at this together. So 3, 2, 1.
In his remarks at the Munich Security Conference, Vice President Vance condemned free speech violations in the UK. Particularly, could you respond? What is your message?
I have an idea. We have the man right here. Come on. Let's go, JD. We're putting you on stage.
Great. Yeah, look, I said what I said, which is that we do have, of course, a special relationship with our friends in the UK and also with some of our European allies. But we also know that there have been infringements on free speech that actually affect not just the British. Of course, what the British do in their own country is up to them, but also affect American technology companies and by extension, American citizens. So that is something that we'll talk about today at lunch.
I mean, with that, to be fair to JD Vance, I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, there's definitely a lot of problems when it comes to free speech in the UK. The only time you're allowed free speech is if you toe the party line or you toe the status quo. Now, I understand that there's many criticisms with the Trump administration and JD Vance and all of that, basically being in pocket with the Zionists, if you will. And yeah, there actually has been developments about that. As a matter of fact, I remember watching Modern Politics with Warren Baylog and Emily Eucas, and they touched upon that, or not touched upon, they talked about that. They did an episode about that, where there comes a point in America, America, a country that's all about democracy, even though it's a republic technically, it's all about free speech, is under the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and all of that. So you're allowed free speech in America. Just don't talk about Jews or Zionism or Israel or anything like that. At least don't criticize it. Because if you do, then that means you're a supporter of Hamas, i.e., support of terrorism and all of that, and will possibly get your life ruined type of thing. So you're allowed free speech. Just don't talk about Jews and all of that, which, completely contradicts that. But again, right on the money when it comes to free speech in the UK. So I wonder if this is the part where Keir Starmer does respond to that. So let's have a look at this together. So 3, 2, 1.
We've had free speech for a very, very long time in the United Kingdom, and it will last for a very, very long time. Well, no, I mean, certainly we wouldn't want to reach across US citizens, and we don't, and that's absolutely right. But in relation to free speech in the UK, I'm very proud of our history there.
Oh my God. Wow. I'm very proud of the free speech in the UK. Wow. This is Keir Starmer. This is the guy who, after the Southport protests happened, or riot, whatever you want to call them, I consider them to be protests, legitimate protests, not something you would see like with BLM or anything like that. But that's beside the point. This is the guy, after all of that had happened, he threatened the British people who were involved in those protests or riots, and they were going to face the full wrath of the law. Like, and this guy, he made promise after promise, and breaking all those promises, people are getting arrested left, right, and center over really just like comments they've made either in person or online through X or other social media platforms like Facebook, for instance. And of course, it's not just the Labour government, but the Tories have been guilty of this as well. In fact, a lot of the mainstream British political parties have been involved with this as well. And the fact that they have the balls to turn around and say, oh, there's definitely free speech in the UK, and I'm very proud of that. The audacity from this guy is absolutely astonishing. Free speech puts a woman, sorry, excuse me, my spell. Free speech puts a woman in jail for Facebook posts from Sam for stickers. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, just look what happened to Sam. Look what happened to Sven Longshanks. Look what happened to James Costello, and so on and so forth. They were made like political prisoners when it comes to that. If he went, that's real chill, Marsh. If he went on a lie detector, it would explode. Yeah, definitely. Never mention our enemy. Notice Trump making. Was he? I didn't notice that, but there we go. He sat like a little girl in terms of like Keir Starmer. Yeah, it's quite interesting that one with it. I would rather not watch him. I don't blame you when it comes to it. Yeah, that's up to date with the chat. So yeah, there we go. Apparently, we do have free speech. You have free speech as long as you, as I said before, as long as you toe the party line and you don't offend anybody or anything like that at all. It's just it's a fucking joke. It really is. It's an absolute travesty that we have a prime minister who I really don't know what to think of it. I don't know whether or not if I think he's being completely delusional, probably that, or if it's a case of 100% proper gaslighting the public. Like, oh, there's no, people are not being arrested for posts online or anything like that at all. No, I mean, there definitely is free speech. There definitely is free speech in the UK. So much so that I talked about this on the last episode where I believe there was an elderly woman who got approached by 2 detectives wanting to talk to her about posts she made online about the Labour government. I'm sure you all know what I'm on about. I think even Joe posted something on his Telegram page that was like mocking the detectives and all of that. And again, I showed that clip, I believe, on the last episode. And yeah, we don't have free speech in this country. We definitely don't. We definitely do not have some. In fact, it's a perfect quote to make with what's going on in today's society from George Orwell's Animal Farm. I might be paraphrasing here with the quote exactly, but the quote is, everyone is equal, but some are more equal than others. Again, might be paraphrasing, but that is definitely what the type of society we're living in just now. But anyways, Joe Marsh again, in the Clash song "Know Your Rights," it says you have the right to free speech as long as you're not dumb enough to actually try it. Well, there we go. There we go. Right then, so let's move on from there. We'll actually get into the article itself. So let me just again get to my Telegram page and see if I can open it up from here. Now, as I said, I've not read the article at all. I literally just came across this while I was setting everything up, and I came back from work and all of that. Let me just see if I can actually find it here, because I did post it on my channel. And this was, again, just to make it easier for me to find it type of thing. So this is from msn.com. Right. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, exactly. Nothing says free speech like non-crime hate incidents being recorded. I know, it's funny that, isn't it? Really funny that. Right, let me just see if I can share the screen again. And this is the article. Well, actually, before we get into the article, I want to maybe talk about Michael Moore for a little bit, because some people came into the stream probably wondering who the fuck is Michael Moore and why should I care? Michael Moore, and this was somebody whose work I did liked in the past when I was more like a liberal, growing up, because I think the films in question, again, so Michael Moore, I'll just briefly touch upon it. Michael Moore was a documentarian. I believe he does still does some films or writes books and all of that to this very day. He's a very staunch American liberal, like that staunchly liberal, to the point where you can really make the argument that he's a very deceitful liberal. Well, I mean is he's a liberal who's very deceitful in the way he portrays everything when it comes to that. But that's my opinion on that fact. And he's a guy who became very prominent when it comes to the documentarian film world with his films like Bowling for Columbine, which it is about the Columbine massacre that happened back in 1999, but it does, and also kind of deals with like gun control, but it also deals with the supposed fear of the mainstream media tries to send off to the American public. Then he made a film called Fahrenheit 9/11, which is about 9/11 and of course post 9/11 with the war in Iraq and all of that. And then of course he made Sicko, which is all about the American healthcare system, which I think that was the film to me anyway, because prior to that I was like, wow, this is like so groundbreaking. I can't believe like this is all happening type of thing. Sicko was the one where I was like, I liked it, but there's something not right with it. I can't put my finger on it. It wasn't until I actually kind of started watching a lot of the conservative media pundits at the time, again, given their side of the whole thing, because in Sicko, the documentary, Michael Moore goes on to say, again, paraphrasing what I'm saying here, but he goes on to say something along the lines of the American healthcare system is so bad that you would rather go to communist Cuba and using their healthcare system because it's free, apparently, rather than using the American healthcare system where you get basically put in debt for the rest of your life. Now, that was partly to do with that in this case of how just complete bullshit that would be when it comes to the Cuban healthcare system. Oh, look how it's all free and everyone, I think there was even a part in the documentary where he goes to the UK, of course, with the NHS and all of that. And this documentary, I believe it came out in 2007, which is, of course, almost 20 years ago now. So that was back then, but as we know now, things have gotten way worse at this point. I mean, just look at here in the UK, like Michael Moore talks about, wow, the NHS is so brilliant. It's like free healthcare in the UK. But from what I've heard from many people are going to private healthcare practices rather than actually going to the NHS at this point. So, I mean, what does that tell you exactly when it comes to that? But anyways, Michael Moore is still around. He does make comments here from time to time again. The most infamous one I remember, I think I remember talking about this on the show before, where he makes the point about, oh, we're all Muslims type of thing. And it's like, what are you on about? So now he's back into the limelight, of course, bashing Trump and the Trump administration when it comes to it. So again, this article I have not read. This is the first time I'm reading this, so this will be an interesting look through, considering it's going to be the first time myself as the host and you guys in the chat will be looking through this article together. So let's have a gander at this and see from there. So White House crushes Michael Moore for dumbest statement of the year contender. This was a fairly recent article. About 20 hours ago. Yeah, there's Michael Moore there. So I'm not sure when it comes to Michael Moore whether or not if he's part of that team, if you know what I mean. But I mean, just look at that nose. Anyways, let's continue on from there. Filmmaker Michael Moore took a shot at President Donald Trump's immigration policies, and the White House responded in kind. On Tuesday, Moore posted a link via social media platform X to his website for an article titled "Our Muslim Boy Wonder." Here we go with the Muslims again. Here, Moore told his readers about a Syrian Muslim named Abdul Fattah Jandali. I'm going to butcher that name. Sorry, I think I might have butchered that name. My apologies. Who came to the United States illegally, making him a criminal, and had a child with a woman from Green Bay, Wisconsin. The baby was born in a hospital in San Francisco, California. Moore's big reveal was that this baby became none other than Apple co-founders. Oh, here we go. You can kind of tell where this is going. Yeah, co-founder Steve Jobs. You can kind of tell where this is going, right? His point, had Jandali not come to the United States illegally, we would not have all the wonderful things in our lives that Apple has provided. I believe this is meant to be a quote, yeah, from Moore himself that he wrote. This is what he wrote, right? Listen to this. And I'm also prepared as well because, like I said, I've not read this article whatsoever, but I'm preparing for cringe because it is Michael Moore at the end of the day. So let's have a read through this. This little story, I hope, will give pause to any bigot who constantly rails against the danger we are all in because of these, quote, filthy, low-life aliens. Those of us who count ourselves as part of the non-hater demographic, quote-unquote, of Americans, non-hater, quote-unquote, demographic of Americans, cannot even begin to add up or ascertain the I'm going to butcher the word, sorry, innumerable ways our lives have been made better by our beloved immigration neighbors. God, like he really, like, tell me you're anti-white without actually telling me you're anti-white, you're anti-white, that type of thing. God, it's just, anyways, continue on from there. The article continued, if you have amongst your family and friends a few uninformed Trumpsters who still scream about building a wall or deporting anyone who can't prove they belong here, maybe you could show them the following list of immigrants who somehow got here and then contribute amazing things for the rest of us to benefit from. I mean, you can make an argument when it comes to America, the foundation of America and all of that was actually founded by white Europeans. America being like uniquely European in that fact. So yeah, if he's going to be talking about like immigrants, I think he's, without realizing, talking about the white immigrants that moved to America when it comes to it. But anyways, Moore listed immigrants or children of immigrants who went on to achieve fame and notoriety, including Albert Einstein, Jewish, Gene Simmons, Jewish, and Sergey Brin. I don't know who that is, but I mean, I don't want to say for a fact they're Jewish kind of thing, but because I don't know, maybe they are. I don't know, but anyways, moving on from there, the article criticized Trump's immigration policies because immigrants have done tremendous things for the benefit of this country. Okay, if you're talking about white immigrants, then sure, I can understand that. But clearly he's not talking about that. He's specifically talking about the non-white immigrants that moved to America and apparently made some achievement bullshit here and there, which is not entirely true, is it? But anyways, with mass deportations underway, Moore claimed we might even be kicking out of a would-be scientist who could have discovered the cure for cancer. He's literally using, well, he's not using the meme, but it's literally that meme, the whole meme of, oh, this immigrant, that they could be like a doctor or a lawyer, that sort of thing. He's literally doing that. He is literally doing the whole, oh, well, you can't send them back to their country of origin. They might be a doctor or a lawyer or an astronaut. He's literally doing the meme. It's literally the meme come to life. Like, I can't. How is he not this self-aware? I can't believe this. Anyways, on Wednesday, the White House responded with its own article titled Illegal Immigrant Killers, Rapists Aren't Scholars, They're Criminals. And a strong contender for the dumbest statement of the year, disgraced filmmaker Michael Moore lamented illegal immigrant criminals being apprehended because they might have discovered the cure for cancer or stopped the asteroid. The only thing more foolish than that statement are the politicians who opposed the deportations, the White House wrote. The White House then proceeded to describe to provide its own list of apprehended illegals who have committed sex crimes against children, assault, and terrorism. Moore was standing on pretty bad logic here, and the White House recognized it. According to him, Trump's deportations are bad because we have had some wonderful people come here or be born here to immigrant parents. Incidentally, most, if not all, of the heroic examples Moore provided in his article were not illegal immigrants. They were actually people who obeyed immigration laws when they came to the U.S., which blows another hole in Moore's faulty logic. Of course, all the illegal immigrants coming here with bad intentions to harm us don't seem to bother him. Well, yeah, I mean, of course, because that's the thing with people like Michael Moore. He doesn't actually care about the ramifications, like illegal immigration or even just immigration entirely, like people who come to here in the UK or even in this case to America and just take advantage of it. Moore doesn't seem to really give a shit about that. Because of course he's part of the anti-white regiment. So where was I? Oh yeah, the Trump administration has apprehended and gotten rid of some incredibly awful people. All of us, Michael Moore included, should feel a little safer for it. Moore seems to think if we continue down this path, we will lose out on so much that immigrants can provide. But if we revert back to the Biden administration's lax policies, we are going to get thousands of miracle workers or geniuses like Steve Jobs. We aren't going to get thousands of miracle workers or geniuses like Steve Jobs. We're going to get to more dangerous criminals like those on the White House list. And that's the end of the article in question. So there we go. I remember seeing, or reading something about that with Zelensky. But I mean, it's Zelensky at the end of the day. There's a whole Ukraine situation going off with that. Let's see. Sergey Brin is good. All right, Google. Right. That makes sense. Yeah, America was built by Europeans. Yeah, exactly that. Steve Jobs invented jack shite. Same with Muskie. They got rich from inventions of others, most likely government fronts like Zuck. I wouldn't be surprised when it comes to that. So yeah, that's pretty much that in that case. So I mean, I'm actually surprised that Michael Moore is still around. I mean, considering that I think he has, to be fair to him, has lost a lot of weight, but because there was a point where he was like fat, he was like really, really fat. But yeah, so it's just him just being a complete fucking idiot, and yeah, that's all when it comes to that. So. Oh, now Zelensky, Trump, and Vance argue in the Oval Office. Oh, we should probably have a quick look at this, because of course this is all to do with the Ukrainians or the Ukraine situation. This is a post by Mark Collett on his Telegram page. Let me see if we can actually share the screen. So, yeah, I think what was it, Chad Smash? I think it was yourself that mentioned that in the chat earlier on. So, yeah, this might be it. We can have a look at this together. So. Let's see here. So full screen that as well. So yeah, we'll just probably watch the whole entire thing, and then after covering this video, we'll then move on to the Q&A section if you guys don't mind. So let's have a look at this just now. So this is the argument between Zelensky and Trump and JD Vance. So let's have a look at this just now. So 3, 2, 1.
Talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you are
Mr.
not
President,
strong...
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems you have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know that.
bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
what
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're
will-
going to feel very
you will
good.
feel influenced.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you.
strong.
So just real quick, right? Again, say what you want about Trump, and I have my criticism of Trump and all of that, but I'll say this, right? To give the guy credit, this being Trump, he definitely is not a pushover. He definitely will actually stand his ground when it comes to that. Because if this was Joe Biden, he would just completely cut to Zelensky. And what I've also noticed here, and of course, I know for a fact that Zelensky is in fact Jewish, and I think he was an actor at one point. What I've also noticed, I'm sure you guys have noticed this in the chat as well, but it seems to me that Zelensky is doing a lot of emotional blackmailing, where he's doing a lot of the you don't know how it feels like with the current situation type of thing. Again, it's like that whole emotional blackmailing type of thing. So, and yeah, like Trump is right in saying, look, this has been going on long enough. Like, we're trying to fix the situation here between you guys and Russia. We're trying to, do everything we can to, basically just to try and just either stop the war or just back onto here, just try and stop the war or just try and prevent it from happening again. But Zelensky is just not having it. And the only reason why Zelensky is not having it is because he cares about one thing and one thing only. Well, I was going to say he only cares about the money because, of course, he gets millions of money sent to the Ukraine. I mean, there was a whole Ukraine aid thing that was going on at the time, but a lot of people are just seeing through it that it's all complete bullshit. And I think Zelensky is starting to see the writing is on the wall, that is starting to maybe come to an end, and he's trying his damnedest to keep the war going so that he can continue to not only earn more and more money, but you can maybe even make the argument, and again, it's not an original point to make, you can even make an argument that it's all part of the anti-white sentiment, whereas trying to kill off as many white Ukrainians as humanly possible, or white Russians as humanly possible. So we'll continue on from there.
Dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very
you will
good.
Feel influenced.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influenced.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the
bad
very
position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right about
From
it.
the very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a
Brown,
good position.
I
You don't
was
have
in
the cards right now. With us, you start
I'm
having
not playing
cards. But
cards.
right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
Yeah, you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're gambling
I'm
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War
What
III.
you
You're
speaking about?
gambling with
What you
World
speaking
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm
It's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
I'm wearing
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot of times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for
What-
the United States
what
of
are you speaking
America
about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
Damn. I mean, can you all imagine in that situation if it was Keir Starmer? Oh my God. I think Keir Starmer would definitely be a massive cuck to Zelensky. But anyways, yeah, if I know your place, Gimp, yeah, in reference to Zelensky. Yeah. Again, yeah, I mean, Martin W., yeah, Trump takes no shit. Again, say what you want about Trump. And like I said, I have my criticisms of the guy. But at the very, very least, at least Trump will actually have the balls and stand his ground. He doesn't buck or cut. Well, he probably would cuckle to Israel, but when it comes to people like Zelensky and all of that, he will actually put his foot down and say, "No, look, this is what's happening. You're not in a good position right now. You're playing a game with the Russians. You're basically playing the game of a potential World War III with the Russians." You realize that, right? And we're trying to basically pull your arse out of that and try to prevent that from fucking happening. Wow. Anyways, so that's that. Vance may have Jeet wife sometimes. He just lays it down hard. I have heard of that. I might have even seen that on X, but yeah. So Anyways, he literally does more sniff than Tommy. I'm assuming that's Zelensky. I mean, again, I wouldn't be, if that's the case, if it is to do with Zelensky, I wouldn't be surprised with that. So, yeah, it is coke fun. Yeah, have you seen Zelensky's music video? It's really, really gay. I think I might have seen clips of it. I'm not entirely too sure. Dr. Ezekiel, how you doing? Thank you very much for watching the show. Trump 47 has proven to be more effective than Trump 45. Yeah. From what I've seen so far, so good. I do agree a little bit that it does seem to be a bit more effective than back in 2016. So, but we'll definitely see a bit further than that. We'll definitely see with that. So, speaking to a president like that shows that he is a puppet. Oh, I mean, well, Zelensky, of course, definitely. Steve Jobs. I've read that one already. Star Wars is such an epic liar. Even could even no name. Thank you very much for watching. Can't believe he dared said we have freedom of speech after banging up hundreds and intimidating thousands. I know it's shocking. That it really is. All right, this is good. Making Zelensky look like a BS artist. Yeah, definitely. Where was I? Let's see. Arguing for more. Okay, Jim's a typical tricky move. Is cool. Yeah, seen that one. Seen that comment. Seen that one. Is more coming through? Yeah. Good evening, Run Red Rocket to the Moon. How you doing? Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. There's actually 15 people watching, which is really good to see. So, what time is it? We're just approaching 6:30. Well, close to 6:30. It's technically 26 minutes past 6 right now. So I'll probably do the stream up until 1:45, maybe up to 10:02. I'm not too. The reason for it being because again, Mark Collett is going to be streaming at 7 p.m. So I just want to end the stream before that stream starts, type of thing. I'm going to see if I can try and catch up that stream as well. So what we'll do in the meantime, if you guys don't mind. Again, if for those that just came in, if you can hear some breathing in the background, that would be my dog Otis. He's just sitting there next to me. He's just chilling out. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be doing the Q&A section. So, of course, at this part of the show, if you have a question to ask me, anything at all, you just pop in your question in the chat. That is just put in @ChiefMoody and then ask me your question there, and then I'll be happy to answer any question that you would ask me when it comes to that. Got an email. That's fine. That's fine. Perfect. He's upset because his money laundering con is over. Yeah, I agree with that when it comes to Zelensky, definitely. Mark's stream. He's going to be interviewing a black-white nationalist from Australia. Now, this was something that a lot of people, myself included, noticed on, was it Joel Davis or was it Blair Cottrell that posted this on Telegram? Let me see if I can find Mark's post about it, because I think I also posted it on my Telegram as well, as like sharing it as well. So let me see if I can find that real quick. Where is it? I'm sure. Did I not post it here? I'm pretty sure I did. Did I not? Oh, that's weird. I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Shared it on my Telegram page, unless wait a minute. All right, so Mark is interviewing with Dan Powell, the Black Australian white nationalist. Oh, sorry, that's live streaming tonight at 9 p.m. Oh, I thought that would be at 7. Well, sorry, folks. I guess I must have went live earlier for no reason when it comes to that. So I'll just put this on the screen on my phone, type of thing. So yeah, that's the post. Black Australian white nationalist, and the gentleman's name is Dan Powell. Yeah, Martin W is saying that he has seen the clip. Yeah, I can't remember if it was Joel Davis or it was Blair Cottrell that posted something about that on Telegram, but a lot of people talked about it when it comes to that, and of course Mark is going to be having them on his stream tonight at 9 p.m. and not 7 p.m. Sorry, I thought I was going to be streaming at 7 p.m. because normally when he does streams either on Wednesday for PWR or if it may be on the like Friday type of thing, it would be at 7 kind of thing. But it looks like that's, of course, not going to be the case when it comes to that. So, all right, fair enough. But instead, that's going to be at 9 p.m. Sorry, guys. I'm not sure who's going to be streaming live on a Friday at 7. So you'll probably find something when it comes to that after this show. So anyways, let's see. Yeah, the guest asked for a later Aussie time. Yeah, that's fair enough, right? Right. So that would be 9 in the morning over in Australia. If I remember correctly, because I think so if it's 9 p.m. over here in Australia time, that would be 9 a.m. in the morning. So no chances in the chat. How you doing, sir? Thank you very much for watching. Well, basically, I've really missed a lot type of thing. We're on the Q&A section just now, but I was talking about President Trump and both Zelensky, as we just watched just now, and earlier the stream we watched both Keir Starmer basically coping the fact that we in the UK have free speech and he's proud of it in the UK, which is just an absolute joke, especially if you've seen what happened last year during the summer with the Southport riots, or again protests, whatever you want to call it. So we covered that. We covered the Zelensky with Trump, and then in the middle of that, we were going through an article. By it's from MSN.com, and it's about Michael Moore making a point about the deportations that are going on in America right now, and Michael Moore, the liberal documentarian filmmaker, making a point about if we deport all of these illegals, then there's a possibility we could lose out on these astronauts or these scientists who could possibly create a cure for cancer, that type of thing. So yeah, that's pretty much what we talked about. And now what we're on just now is the Q&A section there just now. So yeah, no chance. If you have a question to ask me, please feel free to ask me a question in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer it. And I believe there's a question that came through by Budgie Burger. Hold on a second. Starmer stopping foreign aid for defense cash. Wow, who would believe that? Yeah, I know, right? So Budgie Burger asks, this is the first question of the evening, what happened to Public Address News channel? I believe that channel was suspended, but he does have another, I think he's watching it. I hope he doesn't mind me mentioning this just now, but he does have a channel called, a second channel called William Wallace 2. I'll see if I can maybe put that link in the chat, if he doesn't mind me doing so, because obviously I don't want that channel to be taken down, but if you want to see if I can actually get that up here just now, Wallace 2, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's the channel there. Right, let me see if I can actually share, copy link, and I'll post that in my stream chat. 1 second. Let's see. So there's the link to his new channel, which is called William Wallace 2. So if you want to watch more content from Public Address News, then there's the channel there. If you guys would like to, there is. So yeah. That's your question, Budgie Burger. That channel got suspended, but he is back with another channel called William Wallace 2. And the link, as I said, is in the chat just now. So if you want to give that a click and give him a subscription or a follow, that would be much appreciated. While we're at it, what was the other thing to mention? Oh yeah, 1 sec. We'll post a link in the chat again, even though it's already as a pinned comment and also as a link in the description. I'll just put the PayPal link in the chat again. So again, if you want to send a donation to me to help support me and support the show, then the link for my PayPal will be in the chat just now. Again, if you want to send a shekel or two, you're very welcome to do so. Any donation received tonight would be greatly appreciated. If not, again, that's totally fine, and no need to worry about that. The option is there, basically, if you want to send in a penny or two or shekel or two when it comes to that. So anyways, Let me see. So that's that. Any more questions to come through? Anything at all? Like when it comes to questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. So I think the peak viewership of tonight's episode has been about, was it, well, 17 and now, but was it like 18 people that were watching it? So from Martin W, I'll just pop it up on the screen if they don't mind. Do you think it's the end of Zelensky now? I mean, well, the way he's acting, I mean, yeah, I think this is starting to be, if not the end, definitely this is the beginning of the end for the Zelensky run, if you want to call it that, because this has been going on since, I think it's actually been now like 3 years now, because I remember it first kicked off back in, what was it, 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it was like February of 2022. So yeah, it's coming up to about like I think it has came to about 3 years now. And it's just not getting any better, is it? And I think it's definitely causing a lot of worries. Like Zelensky is basically playing the game with Russia when it comes to potential World War III. And again, say what you want about Trump and his administration, at least they're actually trying to do something to prevent that from happening. So I wonder what Putin thinks about it. I mean, that would be interesting because that would be the other side of it all. I don't know. Actually, that's actually a good question. I'm sure. So I think I think if I remember correctly, the reason why this whole thing kicked off in the first place was because that Russia didn't want any NATO to get any close to Russia type of thing, and I believe that they were just like creeping in. Where NATO were trying to creep into to NATO, and we're just like, whoa, like hold on a minute here, like what you doing? We didn't want NATO to be anywhere near Russia, that type of thing. I believe that it started off with NATO, if I remember correctly. I might be completely wrong on that, but if people want to correct me in the chat, you can do so, because I'm pretty sure it was something to do with that. And Russia were just like, well, I mean, look, if you keep on kicking the bear, so to speak, then we will somewhat retaliate. Just be careful. So I think that's how it all started. Anyway, I'm not entirely too sure, but I do remember like this was going on even back in the 2010s because I was in college at the time, and I remember seeing something at my local mall. Because it used to have like big like TV monitors at the top, so like people could check the times and whatnot, or see like update news and what's going on. And yeah, it was a pretty big news story at the time with the whole conflict between Ukraine and Russia, that sort of idea. So, but yeah, so yeah, again, sorry, to answer your question, I do think this is possibly the beginning of the end of the Zelensky administration, if you want to call it that. So yeah, definitely. So, any more questions to come through? Anything at all? Anything at all? Because, like I said, I'm probably going to be doing the stream up until maybe 1:45, maybe 10:45. Because I thought Mark would be streaming live at 7, but of course it's been pushed back to 9 p.m. tonight. So yeah, I think Joe Marsh even shared the stream on his channel. Thank you very much for sharing the stream, Joe. Greatly appreciate that. Let me see here. Oh, I guess I can talk about one thing that I've also noticed on the news. The actor Gene Hackman died but it was not just him who died, but because it wasn't well, supposedly it was nothing to do with natural causes, but because his wife and their pet dog died, and I don't know if it was like mysterious circumstances. I'm not too sure if it's officially been declared as a homicide or a murder type of thing, but it's very weird, to say the least, of like how it happened type of thing. And it's a shame, because I was actually surprised to know that Gene Hackman, before he died, that he was actually still alive, but there we go. So it's a shame that he died, and of course his wife and his dog died as well, which is again another shame as well. But yeah, so quite surprised. I think I found that out. Well, it was showcasing it on the news this morning, but I think I remember hearing something about that. I think yesterday evening, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, Sandra's spicy Spanish salami sandwich. How you doing? Thank you very much for watching. Evening, lads. How's everyone getting on? Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good, Sandra's. Thank you very much for coming into the stream and watching the show. Greatly appreciate it. I did say to everyone else earlier today, I guaranteed nobody believed me that I was going to be doing a second stream this week, considering in the past I said that, oh, I'm going to do a second stream this week, and then it doesn't happen. I'm off like on another break, but we're here now, so. And as I said earlier on, I'll probably be back on Monday, the 3rd of March. Probably like 6 p.m. as per usual. But again, I'll keep you guys updated on other platforms like Telegram and also on X if you want to follow me on there. But we're not ending just yet, of course. We're still got plenty of time. It's about 5-10 minutes to go. So again, this will be the perfect time and opportunity to ask me your question. Again, like I said, anything at all you want to ask me. It could be politics, media, activism, that sort of thing. You can ask me a question and I'll be happy to answer it. Just pop in at Chief Moody, and then I'll happy to answer your question. Also, I want another thing to mention that I almost forgot to talk about. I did catch PWR this past Wednesday and had Count Dankula on the show, which I was actually really surprised of that Dankula would appear on PWR. But no, it was good to see. It's good to see that Dankula did appear on PWR. So I don't know whether or not if maybe that's a sign of. Well, I was going to say, I don't know if that's a sign maybe he's moving towards ethno-nationalism, but I don't think that is the case, because I think it's just a case he's just the free speech guy, because I think he said something about that when he was on the show last night. But nonetheless, it was still good to see him appear on PWR, so maybe I can get him on Mood of the Nation someday. I don't know. Maybe one, but definitely one day if he wants to come on. So, Sandra, spicy Spanish salami sandwich. Question: what's your order from the chippy? Well, well, it depends on the chippy. You're funny enough. I've always been to the chippy in Scotland. I've never actually tried a chippy down in England. Whether it's northern, I think I might have actually talked about this on the show before. Someone either asked me or maybe I brought it up in passing type of thing. But no, if I were to have a chippy just now. And if I were to order something, my usual go-to would be a haggis supper. So that would be, of course, that would be chips and a big, like, fuck off haggis type of thing wrapped in batter, which is really good. But yeah, and also a dab it in like salt, vinegar, and brown sauce. That's like perfection. So. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, that would be my my go-to order when it comes to that. So PWR was brilliant this week, sir. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was really surprised that again Dan came on to PWR. So, but anyways, I quite enjoyed this week's PWR. To be fair, a bit sweary though. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that when watching it, considering the fact that PWR. I don't think the right word would be classy, but Mark tends to try and not have swearing as much as humanly possible. Now, I know in my streams it's a bit more lax when it comes to swearing, but it's not like to the point. It's not like, I guess in my opinion, overbearing or anything like that at all. Because I remember when I first did Mood of the Nation, or even streaming in general, or even just making videos back in the day, back in 2018 and onwards, I remember in my videos, whether it's making regular videos or even just like live streaming, I would just like constantly swear, because I remember watching videos back in the day where people would just swear, and I thought, oh, maybe that's like a way of emphasizing what you're saying type of thing. But I can't remember what episode it was with Mood of the Nation where I decided, you know what, I'm actually going to maybe try and tone down the swearing type of thing, because yeah, it might not actually look good when it comes to like the general public, that sort of thing. To be fair, I have tried my best. There have been a couple of times where I did swear time to time, but It's not as bad as it was when I first did Mood of the Nation or even did live streaming in general. Back then, it was like way worse compared to how I do it now. So, yeah, but I can understand that criticism with PWR with Dankula. And to be honest, and this isn't to be trying to be like stereotypical or anything like that, because I'm sure No Chance, Dr. Ezekiel, and others who are Scottish, William Wallace too as well, can maybe back this up. But well, I think it just depends on like who you talk to and where you go to, kind of thing with Scotland. But we Scots tend to swear a lot, even if it's like a friendly conversation. When it comes to it's just us type of thing. Sure, not everyone in Scotland does it, but and I'm not too sure if it's maybe like a class thing, like maybe a working class thing. But you just tend to hear swearing quite a lot when it comes to that fact. But anyways, so. Dr. Ezekiel, I'm just pop up the what's that just for? I'm sure I saw a comment saying Dank isn't a Sipnat anymore. I think it was on a Millennial he appeared on. I've not actually watched that. I think I might have seen a clip of it. It was in reference to No Chance, but yeah, I don't. Maybe he said that. I don't know. Yeah, Otis, what the fuck are you doing? Sorry, my dog is like spazzing out at the moment. I don't know what he's actually doing. Otis, the couch is not. It's not. You're not in the back garden. You can't dig a hole there. Stop it. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, I'm sure maybe he said that, but I don't know. So, but when it comes to Dankula, maybe it's just a case again. He's a very pro free speech type of guy, but I don't know. So, but I'll see if I can maybe try and get him on Mood of the Nation one day. So, but maybe not. But again, it's entirely up to him when it comes to that. If he wants to come on as a guest. Yeah, that is true, Chaz Smash. Yeah, he takes a big chance going on Mark's show. Yeah, that definitely that's a big chance. I mean, because look, Dankula, I know people will have their opinions on Count Dankula and the criticism of that. The one thing that Dankula has been consistent on, and that's the concept of free speech. And yeah, to him to go on to PWR, or even not just PWR, but any like ethno-nationalist themed, well not theme, but ethno-nationalist type of stream, yeah, it does take a pretty big risk. I mean, because then people at that point will start to think that, oh, wait a minute, like Dankula, you're on a stream with Mark Collett, a guy who was in the BNP and all of that. What are you doing going on that stream? Yeah, it's a massive risk for him. And to be honest, it does take a lot of balls for someone like that to go on a stream like that. Again, not to like say like PWR or Mark is like bad or anything like that at all. I'm just saying there's that whole stigma when it comes to being like a proper ethno-nationalist, being pro-white and all of that. There's definitely that stigma of, I think is the Overton window is shifting a little bit, but there is still that idea of if you're somebody who goes on the internet or if it's in public, and when you talk about damn, there was something I was going to mention, but when you talk about like white rights and all of that, or if you not even just that, sorry, if you have pro-white views, even if it's like the most milquetoast opinions on earth, you don't hate anybody, because that's the thing when it comes to white nationalism, is that we don't hate anybody. We just want to look out for our own, which is white people. Specifically, if you're like English, you want to look out for the English people, and all that sort of idea. So there's that, but still in this day and age, if you have pro-white views, there's a good chance you will be ostracized, even if you're someone who just hangs around with people who hold those types of opinions. There is a good chance that that your life might get not ruined, but there will be some like consequences when it comes to that. But again, saying that, it does take a lot of balls for Dankula to go on a stream like PWR type of thing. So yeah, I do definitely give him credit for that. There was a really good chippy in Berwick upon Tweed. I think I was in. I think Was it not in Berwick upon Tweed? Oh, not long ago. Not too sure if it was for the PA conference or anything like that at all. But I mean, if there's ever a time if I'm ever in Berwick upon Tweed, maybe I can give that place a try. Who knows? But that's a good shout, Martin W. Thank you very much. So. Let me see. Question for Dr. Ezekiel again. Have you noticed grey squirrels have replaced red squirrels in the UK? Yeah, I've noticed this for quite a long while. I think ever since 2020, maybe 2021, because I remember at the time a lot of people within the Nashville scene did talk about that, and there was a lot of more grey squirrels, compared to red squirrels. Taking over the squirrel population, if you will. So, anyways, so Dag said he's still a Lulbert, but only within a white nation, right? Let's see here. Any plans for guests later this year? I mean, I mentioned Dankula, but again, I don't know if he would like to come on when it comes to. I have been thinking about who else I would like to have on, but I don't know whether or not it would be possible when it comes to. I mean, definitely, I want people like Mike Penovich, Warren Baylog, Emily Yukis. I would like to have Blair Cottrell on the show for once. Obviously, to talk about the time where he thought I looked like. Where he thought I looked like what's his name, Nick Frost from the Cornetto trilogy. So yeah, that's a good shout. Joel Davis maybe. I'm trying to think who else I can maybe name in terms of like potential guests for the show. I can't believe I'm forgetting this gentleman's name. An Irish nationalist. He's quite a big name. He's quite young, actually. It's not Joel Davis. He's Australian. Who's the Irish? I can't believe I'm actually forgetting the guy's name. That's terrible of me to do that. So, Dan said he's got friends in PA. I remember hearing him saying that in one video. So that's pretty awesome. Exile Viking, how you doing? It's been a while since I last seen you in the chat. I hope you're doing well, sir. Thank you very much for watching. But yeah, that's really going to annoy me now. Who is it? Keith Woods. Keith Woods is the Irish nationalist, if I'm not mistaken. Golden One is a good shout. I definitely want to have him. You know, I don't think I've ever had Tola on my show. Well, actually, no, sorry. Technically, I have had him on my show, but I think it was for the 200th episode, if I'm not mistaken. But to actually have him as a guest on the show, definitely want to have him on. Maybe even you. Well, I don't know if Euro would want to, because he doesn't really stream anymore, which is a real shame because I remember TASOB, or the Absolute State of Britain, was a really popular nationalist stream at the time. Native is concerned. St. Harrison. I'm trying to think of like if there's anyone. Oh, there was a name again, an American nationalist. He's mainly the face. I don't know if he's like the owner, but he's mainly the face of. That's really gonna annoy me. What's the gentleman's name? Sorry, bear with me just 1 second, because there's someone I would like to have. Well, 1 second here. Sorry, just respond to a message. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Yeah, right. So I will just respond to that message. Right. I'm just gonna see if I can find the channel that he's mainly. Handsome Truth, that's the name of the gentleman. Yeah, maybe I can have Handsome Truth on the show. I think though that might be a little bit risque, considering he's he has a lot of risque humor type of thing. But that would be really cool to have him on. So somebody mentioned Square. So yeah, definitely some ideas of who I want to have on the show for a future episode. We'll see from there. So thank you very much for the question, Chaz Smash. Well, I'll also put it on the screen as normal do for everyone else. Dan said I read that one already. I do swear, but it's not a personality trait, as some FBPE wokoids seem to think it is. Saying you're a swearer is peak save edgy. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I tend to think of it when it comes to swearing. Again, this is just based off of what I've seen and what I've heard, type of thing from my environment. That a lot of the people who I either hang around or work who are Scottish tend to swear a little bit. Again, maybe that's a class thing. I don't know, like a working class thing. I'm not entirely too sure, but yeah, it just really depends when it comes to that. Dodger Ezekiel, again, not a question, but still. Sargon has the golden one, AA, and Morgoth writing in his magazine. Oh, that's another show, Morgoth. I definitely would like to have him on the show one time. You'd be surprised how much Disney Right is resonating. I'm actually surprised that they're writing a magazine for Sargon. That's actually surprising, that. But hey, I guess that definitely shows the idea that the Overton window is definitely shifting. So yeah, that's yeah, good shout. Tola is back with the Friend Simulator tonight at 10 p.m. on Odyssey, Rumble, and Entropy with Shane and Homa Talk. First show of the year, chat. If you have time, drop in. That's a good shout. Thank you, Sandros. Spicy Spanish salami sandwich. That's a good shout. So there you go, everyone. Have Hamza as a guest. He would never come on. I think that would be a massive shit show if that were to happen. So. How's Jodie Kay doing these days? She is still around. I think she's more doing the either behind the scenes or maybe she's doing something else entirely different. But from what I've heard, she is doing fine. But she's not really in front of the camera as much anymore or anything like that at all. But she's just doing other pastors, if you will, if that's the right word. But from what I've heard, she's actually still doing pretty well. So. I don't know if I actually had. She was on again episode 200 of Mood of the Nation, so I've not actually had her as a full on guest, but maybe someday. But who knows? We'll wait and see with that. So, let me see here. What's happened to Unwash? He has disappeared. I mean, I don't know, and to be quite frank, I don't particularly care. When it comes to Unwashed, I'm not going to start with drama or anything like that at all. But from what I've seen and from what I've heard about him, he seems to be a bit of a dodger, or not a dodger. I don't know if that's the right word, but he seems to be what's the word I'm looking for? He seems to be not a good guy, to say the least, when it comes to that. But that's all I'm going to say on the matter when it comes to Unwashed. So with that, so Neil Fraser could be an interesting guest. I believe he's a member of the Scottish Family Party, if I'm not mistaken. That's a good shout. Yeah. Well, that is if he wants to come on. I know he was on Homeland Party's live stream Home Talk at the time. I think he was on PA Talk as well when that was going on. But I mean, that's a good shout. Yeah, definitely. If he wants to come on, then sure. Have you watched Carl recently, Chief? I'm assuming this to do with Sargon. He has changed his views a lot over the last 4 years. Maybe not in full alignment with you, but definitely well to right. And he has abandoned the liberal label. Also, BB Dade and Harry Robinson from his podcast are really good. I have heard of Harry Robinson. I think he appeared on Millennial last year or the year before. He seems all right. BB Dade, I can't remember who. I'm going to have to look that up again. But yeah, Sargon has seemed to, as you said, he's not fully there, but he definitely has changed a lot of his opinions as of late. So he's definitely not all the way there yet, but yeah, as I said, it's definitely interesting. I know I keep saying this on the stream, but yeah, the tide is definitely, or the Overton window is definitely shifting in our favor when it comes to it. BB Dade, who's that again? So I know he appeared on I would imagine on It's Lotus Eaters podcast, but I can't remember who that is for the life of me. But 1 second. Sorry, bear with me just 1 second. I also know that we're over the limit of the show, but we'll keep going on for a little bit. History Bro. Ah, right. I'll have a quick look and see who that is. History, right. History Bro. I think that name, History Bro, rings a bell. Hold on. Ah, right. Yeah. I recognize the avatar and such. So, right. Wait a minute. Is that the... Oh, is it American? Right. That makes sense. Okay, yeah. I recognize the voice and all of that. Right. I think it looks like he's going all face out type of thing, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's fair enough. Cool. Let me see. Yeah, he did. History Bro. He was standing for reform, but that Hope Not Hate Weasel got the party to deselect him. Right. I see. Yeah. I mean, it's reform when it comes to that, but yeah, what can you do? Well, then again, it is Hope Not Hate, but I mean, hey, what can you do? So it is 7 o'clock. I did say that I was going to end the stream at either 2:45 or 10:10, but we're over that limit. So if you guys don't mind, I know I did say that Mark was going to be streaming at 7, but that's not the case. He's actually going to be streaming live tonight at 9 p.m. UK time. So give that a watch. And I also believe Tola, someone also said in the chat, SJJ would be a good guest. I don't remember who SJJ is, but I'll have a look into that and see from there. So, but you know what? I'll definitely be asking people around for those particular names to see if they want to come on the stream at some point for as a guest spot. But we'll see. We'll definitely wait and see with that. So yeah, that's going to be the end of tonight's episode. As I said, I'll be back on Monday, the 3rd of March at 6 p.m. So definitely keep an eye out on that. Follow me on Telegram, follow me on X, and then you'll see more daily updates when it comes to Mood of the Nation episodes, and then see from there. And I also want to thank everyone for coming along and watching tonight's stream. Again, I apologize that I was really late and it started, but again, I was sorting out the situation with Otis and all of that. So but let me see if I can get back onto here real quick. And yeah, I will be back on Monday with another episode. That would be episode 226. So yeah, looking forward to it. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, so anyways, thank you all very much for watching. Sorry. I'm just trying to see if I can find the outro song for tonight's episode. Would that be under music? Yeah, it would be. Let me just see if I can actually get here. Pause. We're not playing it just yet, but yeah, anyways, back onto here real quick. And also, I'll just get this banner up here as well. Don't need that. Again, sorry, one last point to make. As I said at the start of the show, if you're Scottish, if you're a nationalist, if you want to get involved with the activism in any way, shape, or form, maybe want to make a difference, and if you also support Patriotic Alternative, you can contact me as the regional organizer for PA Scotland, which is this email down below here, which is scotland@patrioticalternative.org.uk, or alternatively, you can go on to the PA website by clicking Get Involved, or I believe that's the inquiries or anything like that. And that would be on the website called the www.patrioticalternative.org.uk. So that's only if you want to get involved when it comes to that. So with that, that's going to be the end of tonight's episode. I'll pop this up on the screen as well. Support Patriotic Alternative. And yeah, I'll be back on Monday, and I hope you see you all again soon on that episode. So thank you all very much for watching. This is Chief Moody signing out. You have been watching the Mood of the Nation podcast, and I will see you all in the next episode. Take care, stay safe, enjoy the weekend when it comes, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you all, and good night. Take care.